This is such a good point because you know how many people have been filming the problem and how little has been done to solve the problem in general of child exploitation. But here we're specifically talking about the cult I was born and raised in, where many documentaries were made. There was even national media, like I know for sure it was on Larry King Live and 60 Minutes and all these different types of documentaries you can look up. Most of these documentaries are from the outsider perspective. So they're only focusing on what they think they know, and they're also focusing on the first generation of adults who made the decision to join a cult, to do something kooky with their life. And the weirdness and the, bad things, but they're focused on the adults. Our society doesn't really understand, much less hold space for, much less support the actual victims, meaning the children who were born into and raised in this environment, who did not consent, who did not have a choice, who were born and raised under a rock. And the way I oversimplify that analogy, it's like being born and raised under a rock and you're told red is blue. And every picture on the wall and every song everywhere and every adult in your entire environment, your entire world under this rock that you don't know is a rock, says red is blue. So that belief is reinforced every day. And children are sponges. So just like you can teach them any language or culture to like any food, children grow up and that's their normal. But if you're like me and at a certain age you start asking questions, which of course in any culture you're not allowed to ask questions. But at a certain point you start saying, I feel like red could be red in certain cases. And what about these people that say red is red? I feel like that makes sense. But you're told, no, you can't ask questions. You have to take it by faith. You just have to trust God. And Christians, God bless you. But let's use logic when we try to convince people of belief. But more importantly, let's lead by example. That's a different subject. But don't tell me to take it by faith. Explain it to me. But most importantly, don't brush it off like God has a plan and God's going to solve this problem and we just have to sit back with our thoughts and prayers because God put us here on this physical earth. I'm talking to every individual who has very lovingly said, so sorry for everything you went through. I'll pray for you. God bless you. You're so strong. God has a plan. Thank you. Also, God put us here on this earth to do physical things, and protecting kids is definitely one of them. He didn't put us here to throw thoughts and prayers at things. I don't think he needs us for that. Jesus did not play when it came to protecting kids, and none of us should be too cowardly to even make sounds with our mouth, much less take action. So when you see documentaries, when you see scandalous things that you read about, most of them probably aren't true, but even then, that does not mean the problem is being solved. That means they're profiting off you, clickbaiting on that content, but not much is being done. I talked about the raids. I'm talking about the media exposure. I'm talking about all the people, including all the relatives that were related to the families who had children in this cult. Show me who did anything to help, because a lot of people threw thoughts and prayers at it. A lot of people were aware. The media, the government, relatives, citizens of the United States were aware. They did nothing to help. Awareness is step 1. Step 2 is taking action. Knowledge is only power if you're willing to do something with it. So thank you for doing your part.